If I am.
Sure.
Okay, great.
I'm not exactly at my computer, but definitely here in spirit.
All right. Well, that's good enough for now. Who wants to give us a recap from last time we played?
When was the last time we played?
Okay, we fought some robots, then we did a puzzle.
I do remember that.
The puzzle involved a whirlwind and a room full of books and some people turning into frogs, and had to get to the center where the book, a certain book at the center of the whirlwind, and then it gave us instructions on how to get the other things in the room to stop the whirlwind.
I ate a brain.
Oh God, you did, didn't you?
Yeah,
you ate all the robots in that room.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You
Because
have
you were a T-Rex.
indigestion?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Roll for indigestion. All right, so yes, that is where we left off. So you guys had just you're going into Valkandar's tower with the team that you got. You're trying to see if he'll help you with your mission to go into the Temple of the Primordial in Belsamer. And oh wait, let me pause 1 second before we get started.
Susan, whatever you're doing, you look like 20 years younger. It's remarkable.
At
Also,
least
like
at
a
least
boy.
26 years younger.
Yeah.
She's doing the laundry.
All right, so you guys stand now in the library in Valkandar's tower, where all of the books, after you recited the incantation from the spell in the center, you disarmed the trap, and it seems like you can now proceed upstairs.
Oh, well, that was something.
Oh, there's a little twist of some sort.
Is anyone thirsty? Pulls out a couple potions. Drinks one himself. I have a couple basic potions in my inventory.
I'm okay, but Sparrow is injured. He could use a potion.
Okay. Can I give it to him?
Equals 6 HP. Oh yeah, go ahead.
That's for mine.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
And then, I will roll his right now. Hopefully, there you go. Well, about the same.
Okay.
How many more trials do we have to do for this guy?
Only one more.
Hopefully he's amenable to discussion after we're done with that one.
And then we can fight him and bring him to justice.
I don't think we're supposed to fight him.
Oh. Well, then whatever it is that we're doing, we will do that with him.
Apparently we're trying to convince him to work with us? And he looks very questionable at that when he says it himself, like...
Done.
Is that what we're doing?
Albert runs upstairs.
And I follow behind Albert.
Does anyone feel like we're telemarketing an evil genius's lair or something? Or no, like,
not at all.
Door-to-door missionary work.
As you run upstairs, you go around another bend in the spiral staircase, and you come upon a large, like, lounge area. There are in this room, there are just like bookshelves on the walls, but these ones don't. They have some books, but they also have like all sort of tinctures and like weird, like pickled feet and things like creature parts.
Eek is gonna go in for a minute, sit down in the green chair first. Things first.
Okay, great. He goes and sits over there. There's like a smoking pipe that's kind of propped against an ashtray in the table in front of you. Also, you see in this room there is a desk that's like scattered with papers, a couple desks actually, that have various artifacts as if someone was studying there. Also, there's like a half-eaten lunch that's kind of going rotten. You also see along the walls there are many different potted plants. Some of them seem healthier than others, and taxidermied animals kind of line these walls as well. There's like busts, but then there's also like just little like field mice and all kinds of different animals of shapes, all shapes and sizes.
Are there any owlbears?
No, there's not an owlbear.
Okay.
Are there any owls?
There is an owl,
Are
yeah.
any bears?
There's no bear.
Curious.
So is there books next to me? Is that what I'm seeing here? Like a bookshelf? Or what's in front of me?
Yeah, there's some books. There are some books on it, but it's mostly has like various tinctures of different kinds and various like kind of pickled concoctions.
Oh,
There's
pickles.
jars. There's jars, not with cucumbers, but with like, a claw of some like bird of prey. There's one that has like an eyeball floating in it.
My tummy starts grumbling.
Where is that half-eaten lunch?
I would
It's
not
on one of the desks.
eat those, Baloof.
Sparrow will eat it.
I don't know.
Like Owlbear and Sparrow run over to those desks. Look, Sparrow, clues. Sparrow goes for the lunch.
All right, just chews up the lunch.
I wonder.
No, Sparrow, we can't eat the clues. Like try to fight him for the lunch. No.
Also, as you look around this room, you notice that the stairs that you came in on go no further. This is like the top floor, seemingly. However, there is a circle of runes in kind of the center of the room.
Is this maybe the final trial? He wants us to clean up his office? It is a mess.
Seems like it hasn't been in here for a while either. If that lunch has gone so far as to go wrong.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Wouldn't he be cleaning up his place and finishing his food?
Maybe? I don't know.
You think something happened to him?
Maybe he doesn't actually work in this office. It is full of components, though, it seems.
Maybe he's just upstairs dead and he has been dead for a long time.
Then who was talking to us earlier?
Maybe a pre-recorded message.
Can I look at the desk that's been like worked on with the lunch? Does it have like a name on any of his papers? Like, is there like a sign by him or?
Yeah. As you look on that desk, man, just make me an investigation check.
I'm not at my desk. Can you roll it for me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No problem. I'll roll it for you.
I'm also Palouse.
Oh
I
yeah,
understand.
a very low investigation. You got it too.
That makes sense.
So you look around, and you see there are. You like don't have the focus to really read through any of it, but it looks like
read
there are.
very well. So
Yeah. You like try to kind of start reading one. You're like, whatever. It doesn't. He's like, greetings, Mayor. Is what one of them starts as, and then you kind of like are trying to find a mayor of what, but you get kind of bored reading through and you can't figure it out. And so there's like letters that he's writing, but then there are also some books with like parts circled in them. You do see that there is a book with a picture of a knoll that's circled.
Oh. Pick that one up.
As you flip through it, it has just kind of general information about like the anatomy of gnolls. And as you kind of flip through it, you also start to see different descriptions of Yeenoghu and Yeenoghu's like various followers, like various kind of
Like-
you see like the witherlings, like the
Different tribes and stuff.
skeletal, not tribes, but like
associated
different forms.
servitor creatures and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like so you see like those big like demonic hyena creatures that your brother was riding one of.
Right.
It's like a bestiary of.
He's making a big Yeenoghu Wikipedia article.
I keep it. I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
All right.
Were there other signs of like half finished or like things that looked like they were abandoned rather than left alone here besides the sandwich? Like letters that are like half finished.
As you're looking around, you do just. I would say that this lounge is like not well kept. It's kind of it's a bit in disarray. I don't know if there's anything. I think that there's probably some other. Well, there's like waste baskets that are brimming and just like overflowing near the desk. Although Sparrow already got like the most full meal that was left, there's definitely some other like half-eaten pieces of food around that are kind of getting nasty. Some of them look like they're not rotting, like they're newer than others.
Okay, so it seems that this Vanguard has a pattern of not finishing his meal. So I doubt he was killed or disappeared. I think he might just be messy.
Does it look like there's more than one person who lives here, or does it just look like it's a one-person kind of gig? I don't know how I would discern that, but
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't look like this is a room that anyone lives in because there's no bed or anything or clothes.
But
This
is there
more
like one
a lounge
desk
or a
with one
study.
chair, like one desk, one chair, one cup, things like that?
Are the other chairs covered in piles of coats and other clothes and boxes?
There does seem to be the one part of this room that is like somewhat orderly is the chairs where Equinton sat. In that they aren't covered in stuff. And there's like just the pipe at the table, and there actually are
the pipe, but I was chewing on a donut.
Yeah, there are like some empty glasses as if he was like having a drink and smoking out of the pipe.
I'm gonna question the pipe and also switch from one chair to another. This one's a little too hard.
I'm trying to see if I could discern what the runic circle is.
Okay. All right. So you eek as you look in the pipe. Why don't you make me a nature check? As you see, there's some sort of like herb in there.
I am trying to figure out how this works with an iPad and Chrome.
Oh yeah.
I zoomed in and no longer have access. Like I can move my token, but I can't.
Do you want me to roll for you?
No, I got my journal. Hold on. I'm figuring it out.
No worries. Do your thing.
Why
don't you also Agony roll me an investigation check?
Okay, so nature you said?
Or Arcana?
Or Arcana, yeah, Arcana would be good.
How did I do?
You did great. Yeah, so you recognize that this is just some form of like an analog of like tobacco. It's something that like is fairly common and fairly mild in its effects. However,
any honeydew in it?
Yeah, no honeydew here. But you do, with that check, notice that it's like very high quality. Like this is some really good stuff.
Whoever it is, she likes fine tobacco, and this chair is way too soft.
So he finishes his drinks, he smokes well, but he doesn't finish his meals.
Oh, this chair is just right. It's perfect.
Agony, as you're checking out the runes on the floor, you aren't able to like make out the meaning of any of the specific runes, except that you do notice some kind of characters at the four, like, I guess there's not corners on a circle, but like opposite sides, like splitting it into 4 equal parts.
Can I come take a look?
Yeah, definitely. And you notice that those characters
No, that was meant to be that.
represent
Aha!
different types of animals, which you recognize as one of them is a bear, one of them is a worm, one of them is a hawk, and one of them is a cow.
So my first roll would have been a 28, but my second roll is a 27, because basically, so no difference.
So yeah, you also notice this. You both also notice that there are little indentations in the ground, like around near those runes.
Like someone's walking there, kind of indentations, or
they look more like
something is supposed to be put there.
Yeah, like they're little like bowls almost, but they're very small and very shallow.
Like they're glass bowls?
No, it's just like carved into the stone floor.
Okay.
It's concave there.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And they're small, like, maybe the size of your fist at the largest.
The owlbear is going to be like just rifling through papers, not reading anything, just sort of tearing apart the desk, trying to find secret switches.
Guys, do you feel like this guy is one of those weird people you gotta put blood in the whole thing?
Hopefully not.
Owlbear, make me a investigation check.
Maybe I just read too much.
14.
As you look around for levers or things, you aren't able to find anything. It doesn't seem like you're just like pulling books on the shelf, hoping that one of them's a secret switch, but they're all just normal books.
This guy's just a nerd. Dang it.
Well, when you get focused on
read the books with respect.
Reading,
knowledge is power.
Don't get hungry.
So Agony, you said the symbols in the runes. It was bear, worm, hawk, cow.
Yes, which is an interesting combination.
So I started looking at these stuffed animals again, trying to see if any of those
not
match.
Even just stuffed animals. I'm also like the different pieces of animals.
Yeah. Let's see if any of those are in the room. I don't think there's any stuffed bears, but maybe there's like a bear paw or bear fur anywhere. Oh, yeah, the rugs in here, are any of them fur rugs?
Bearskin?
There's no bearskin rugs. You are able, as you're looking around, let's see, you would find
You want me to roll an investigation?
Oh, I can roll good.
These things are, I think, as you're looking around, easy enough to. Why don't you make me an investigation check as you're looking at the little like pickled things.
I look good today. Aren't Jesus and me got it going on?
No joke.
So, yeah, you recognize that there is in one of those jars, they're like talons of a hawk. But yeah, you don't recognize. There are some hooves, but you're not sure what kind of animal they are. You don't see anything like bear or worm related on the taxidermy things or in all the jars on the shelves.
What about the pipe and/or chairs?
As you look in the pipe and chairs, what are you looking for specifically?
I don't know. Is the pipe made out of bear bones?
No.
I'm going to investigate the.
Falklandar would be metal as hell if he had a bare bone fucking pipe.
I'm going to investigate the books and see if there's any books about worms.
Okay.
I'm also
Looking
gonna
for
look
that
things,
Worm Odyssey Volume 1.
Look for things related to that, but I'm also gonna start like just cleaning out the room.
All right.
Okay, so I hate to break it to you, Kyle. You don't find any books about worms, but you do find the entire, and I mean entire, Laserdisc Tremors series.
Third of the circle.
So, you find a actually, why don't you make me another investigation check because you're looking at these books?
Sure. And I was also looking for any like bear-related books as well, just kind of falling under that umbrella.
Side note, you also said that there was a hawk-like jar. Did we grab that already? Like a hawk talon?
So there was like a talon in one of these jars. It's like been pickled in some sort of concoction. Yeah, I don't think anyone grabbed it. I just said it. So you could go up and grab that, Palouse.
Yeah. I'll put it where the hawk is.
Alright, I will deal with that in a second. Ziggus, you looking through these books, you don't find like you find one book that has to do with that's like just a general kind of encyclopedia of various what's the word I'm looking for? Various just creatures of different kinds. And however, you do notice a smaller book that you kind of, it stands out to you because it like has a little worm kind of going up the spine of it.
I grabbed that absolutely.
And you grab this book and it is written in Elvish. Do you speak Elvish?
Ooh, let me double check. I do. Wow, I know a lot of languages. Well, yeah, Elvish, sure do.
All right, so you are able to translate the title of this book into something like Our Dirt Friends. And it just has a picture of worms on the front. It has like a picture of a worm like wriggling in the soil. And as you open up this book, it's like a children's book that talks all about how worms turn rotten food into dirt and how important that is for the ecosystem. And it has like this, it's like a kind of educational children's book about worms.
Then maybe you're supposed to put dirt in that hole. Okay, guys, I know the answer. Earth, wind, fire, water,
and love.
Fucking shit. Let's do this.
I blow on the wind one.
Cry silently in the water one.
I bring the book back to the group where we have the jar as well. Also, who wrote the book? Does the name start with a Z by any chance?
I got no fire.
Come home, man! I got no match. I got no fire.
Palouse, as you put the talon into the little indent.
The hawk. Yeah.
For the hawk, yeah, you put that little hawk talon in that indent. You do notice that as you put it in there, there is some sort of reaction, like the little indent kind of glows, but then quickly that glow dissipates.
Did you guys see that?
I'm not sure if anything happened or not.
Interesting. Good work. Good work.
So that I might just need all
Made
four
a light
once.
on the floor.
I'm
a scientist.
Yes, you are. Yes,
Yeah.
you.
Did a brilliant job, Mr. Firkin.
Thank you.
What's a cleaning check? Performance, you think?
That's
Sleight
a
of hand.
good question.
Constitution.
Yeah, maybe just Constitution. How much
Sure,
Survival?
Constitution roll.
Yeah, survival could be a good
Athletics
one.
for moving heavy stuff and not getting tired.
Yeah, it depends
Tidiness,
on the kind of
Depends, if you're
floor.
trying to, or it could be medicine if you're trying to go for true de-sterilization.
I'm not really putting things away. I'm like cleaning a dirty, dusty stuff and putting papers that were there on top of each other. I'm not, because I know some people like me
So you're
would hate
organizing.
it if you put something where it wasn't before.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Messing up my order.
organizing.
So
Yeah, I'm not really
you're-
reorganizing. I'm just tidying and straightening and
You're just dusting.
yeah, dusting. Using prestidigitation in there. Maybe,
Why did I think you were using your tail? That was weird.
I definitely am using my tail.
I'm going to try putting the worm book. Oh, good.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try putting just the book itself into that hole, that spot, and see if anything happens.
As you put the book in there, it also, as you kind of I guess you're kind of have to stick a corner of the book in there to get it to go into the divot a little bit. And as it kind of makes contact with this little indent, again, it seems like it glows, but then dissipates quickly.
I'm going to test something, just to make sure. Albert, could you toss me a gummy worm?
Certainly. I'll throw him a gummy worm.
I catch the gummy worm, and I'm going to try putting it into the hole as well.
Into the wormhole?
Yes, right into the wormhole.
You put that into the wormhole. Same thing, it kind of flares up and then dissipates.
I take the gummy worm back, and I'm just gonna put one
put
gold
something
piece in
unrelated
there.
in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll put one gold piece in there.
Does the exact same thing. It lights up and then dissipates.
Okay, so it seems to light up to anything. So that complicates things.
Which probably means we have the wrong things.
Well, at least we know that
Wait,
this is the right way.
What if we just have to do it all at the same time?
I was thinking that too.
Also,
Possible.
my friend John, he gave me a piece of candy. He says that it'll help you figure out problems. Anyone want to try it?
No.
Oh, I know that candy. I do not want that candy.
I am staying clean this tour.
Owlbear.
So we're looking for cows, right?
Don't look at me.
No.
Honestly, I kind of want to give it to the owl bear, not actual, sparrow.
Cow bodies, they're made of skin. And then they use that skin on
leather.
Yes, that's the thing.
I don't think this guy is going to be happy if we rip apart his furniture, say that leather chair over there that's way too soft.
Is there a leather chair?
Yeah, one of the chairs does have leather upholstery on it.
I mean, do either of you have
or even
mending?
a leather-bound books instead of ripping up the chair.
Ooh, yeah, it's the worm book. Is that leather bound or no?
The worm book is yeah, that's slightly, yeah, that's leather bound.
Is it cow leather?
Or is it worm leather?
You joke, but in a world where giant worms can exist.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're not sure. It doesn't look like worm skin, but you're not sure what kind of animal hide.
It's not weird and has long stripes across it.
No,
it's
yeah,
just a giant
not.
earthworm.
So I'm willing to bet this is made from normal cow leather. I'm gonna try to put it into the cow hole and see what happens. So I'm gonna try and just put a corner of the worm book into the cow hole in the hopes of leather being the thing.
Okay. It seems to light up and then dissipate.
Okay. No reaction.
I have an idea. You're all going about this the wrong way.
I'm listening.
Sparrow, assist. And like the owlbear and Sparrow proceed to like shove a table over to one of those divots and systematically take each thing off of it one at a time. And are just gonna sit there for the next 10 minutes putting things in a hole one at a time.
All right. Which hole are you doing?
Bear. Yes, bear.
Okay. So you're taking stuff off of one of the desks and just putting it in there.
Yep.
Okay,
I don't think you fit a square peg in a round hole, sir.
But if you don't know what the shapes are, you try every shape. Eventually, you'll find the right shape.
Yes, but a triangle
All we
doesn't
have
fit
to do
in a
is
circle.
take every single thing in this room
But
and try in
everything
every
goes
possible combination.
in the square hole.
Easy.
So you
Take a while.
Not everything goes in the square hole, but a lot of things go in the square hole.
So
I'll
you're
take
taking
this
never missing
opportunity
any-
to clean that desk as he's taking things off.
every time you take
star.
something off, you like wipe down where it was.
The star is the tricky hole.
Okay, so every time you put something in, it kind of glows and dissipates. You do like a paperweight, you do one of his papers, you do a quill, you do a piece of bread, you do like a little kind of somewhat rotten berry, and you put that in. And when you put that berry in on the bear, it lights up and stays lit.
Oh.
Berry. Berry. What does that mean?
It has the word... No, it sounds like the word bear. It doesn't have the same spellings.
Maybe Valkendor's very bad at spelling.
He just likes puns. And if he likes puns, he is the
Possibly.
truly most vile of human beings.
I mean, the worm book has worm in it. Why didn't that work?
And the gummy worm is
Unless
shaped like a
you
worm,
could
and it's
say
called a
it's
gummy
just-
worm.
Unless it's just book, you know, book doesn't count for worm.
Unless it has to be
Maybe
very
we need
specific.
something warm to go in the wormhole.
Maybe something that they eat.
Dirt.
But
Put dirt in the wormhole.
Does anyone have some
is there
dirt
potted-
on them?
There's plot. You said there were plants in here. There's dirt in the plant pots. Get some dirt from the plant pots. Put it in the wormhole.
I'm not touching the dirt.
I'll go and put
I will
dirt
grab
in the
the
dirt.
dirt.
Wait, so this thing doesn't work?
I'm holding like the hawk thing.
No,
The hawk
maybe.
talon.
I don't think hawks eat hawk. Do hawks eat hawks?
Do you have an egg?
No one knows what hawks eat. It is unknown.
Like fish. They eat fish and small rabbits and mice.
Rodents.
And...
Does anyone
Other
have
small
any
birds.
mice on them?
Hold on, let me check my bag.
They eat all other small birds.
No, I don't have any mice on me.
Oh, you think it's what they eat?
Yes.
No.
I think it's what they eat.
Okay,
I mean,
does
we're
the
supposed to
dirt
try.
work?
I'm trying the dirt. I pick up the dirt, put it in the wormhole. Eric?
Eric, you there?
Eric's like, these guys are
Oh,
fucking
sorry.
idiots.
No, I was muted.
Eric's just like, they're so fucking stupid.
Oh, this
You
whole
put
session
the-
is just gonna be them trying to figure this out.
You put the dirt in the wormhole, it lights up, but then it dissipates.
Damn.
That's
Well,
not it.
shit.
Owlbear,
What if? Mm-hmm.
you notice as you guys are talking about mice, you do see a taxidermied little field mouse propped on one of the bookshelves.
I'll go ahead and grab that and put it in the hawk hole.
As you do that, it lights up and stays lit.
Maybe we should put one of those potted plants in the cow hole.
And I'm going to consult the Encyclopedia de Wormica and try and find out what do worms eat.
so you take like a owlbear, you go and take a leaf off of one of the potted plants and put it into the cow, and it lights up and stays lit. Then, Ziggus, you look into the book, and you find, as you're reading, it has this whole part about how worms eat like rotting food and turn it in rotting like organic matter. So it shows a worm eating like a rotten apple, and it shows a worm eating like some dead leaves.
Didn't someone already eat the rotting lunch?
I slowly look over to Sparrow.
When Ziggus points it out, I shove Sparrow. I told you, Sparrow, you shouldn't eat the clue.
I put some.
There's gotta be some rotting stuff here.
I put some other rotting food into the garbage as cleaning up.
I like to think that as Agony and Plus are like grabbing the other ramen food, Ziggs and Albert are halfway through trying to get Sparrow to regurgitate the sandwich.
Yes.
I'm trying to hold him still. Just reach in further.
Just put the whole owlbear in the hole and let this and sit him down stomachs so the stomach laying on top of the hole.
So you, as you guys are about to stick your finger down Sparrow's throat, Agony grabs a little rotten orange peel from the trash and throws it into the worm section, and it lights up and stays lit. With all 4 of them lit now, all of the runes light up, and in the center of this circle, a just large orb of blue energy just appears. And you hear a voice emanate that says, well, you solved my final puzzle. And you even learned how to read for that one. Well done. I think it's time we talk.
It's about time. But thank you.
I knew how to read a long time ago.
I'm literate.
Also, I cleaned this place up. It was a mess.
You strength
Show yourself, Valklandar. It's time you pay for your... Wait, what are we doing again?
Making friends.
It's time for you to make friends. For justice.
And chew bubblegum.
You hear...
Oh, I'm all out of bubblegum.
You hear a voice just say, come then, meet me.
I jump at the circle, or at the orb.
Alright, you jump into the orb.
Just walk at it calmly.
I also go towards the orb.
Both of these things work. As you jump through the orb, you appear in a new room that's small, not very heavily adorned, and just has a large throne on one side of the room, and on the far side of the room there is a ornate door. On the throne sits a large bearded man who looks human, but he is humongous. He must be 10 feet tall, and he just sits on his throne.
Hello?
And he says, as the owlbear comes somersaulting out, and then the rest of you just kind of walk through the portal after him. Valklandar says,
looks at him.
well, greetings, travelers. You've made it to Valklandar's throne.
Yo.
Hey?
Valklandar, Mr. Valklandar, how do we address you? Just Valklandar?
Just Valklandar. Valklandar the Great, if you care. Or perhaps Valklandar the Courageous. And you see he has he has just like these sparkling robes that are like nicely pressed, of like Technicolor. He is just kind of like, as he moves, he just kind of like sparkles with energy. And again, this guy's like 10 to 12 feet tall.
Are there any curtains in the room?
Make an investigation.
Sure thing.
Oh my god, are we in the Wizard of Oz?
No, yeah, you can't. You don't see nothing.
Oh no. I would think curtains would be pretty obvious.
Valkendar, we've come to bring you to friendship. Is that right?
I think so. I think they know more of the situation than we do.
Yes.
Sir, I have a question for you. How much do you care about this world?
An interesting question. Well, I care a great deal about it. This is the place where I have my franchises.
He says to the other two,
Perfect.
That's a really good opening line for a sales pitch.
So, do you want your franchises to be destroyed forever?
Hard sell. I like it.
That would be quite inconvenience. Why, are you threatening me? You dare threaten Valkendar?
No, but there is a threat, and we are going after it.
And we would like to ask for your help, in whatever way you can give it.
Oh, I see. You've come to prostrate yourselves before Valkendar the Great, and beg for my assistance, my grand assistance.
Nobody's come to prostrate anything that's against the law, and also it's not cool. Anyway, prostration is.
You would prostrate yourself by ignoring us. By the way, yeah. I don't know what prostate means.
I find you to not worry about it.
Prostrate.
We're not here to do butt stuff.
And prostitute all mean very different things, and we're all getting them very confused. Just get back to the hard sell. We're doing good before.
Well, no matter. I am sensitive to your cause. So tell me, what is this great evil you need help with?
I'm sure you are quite well aware and informed of the various cults around the valley, which have been causing mayhem and these obvious storms that are outside.
Yes, those terrible firestorms out front of my tower. I wondered where those came from.
Yes, so
I'll say that
down in Belsimer, they are looking to summon a great primordial being, and I mean we need, I don't know, an army of sorts, even that would be helpful to help raid the temple in the middle of Belsimer.
Ah, Belsimer, you say? I've heard legends.
It's very beautiful down there.
You've been? Well.
In fact, I don't think you've told us the full story of what happened down there. Why did you regale Mr. Valkendar with all the adventures you went down there? I'll provide music in the background as you tell him all about it. And I'm going to try and do an following performance while they're talking about it.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll explain to him the whole situation with. I don't know if it's wise to tell him every detail, but I am gonna tell him every detail about the gems and protecting the black gem, yada yada.
As long as it takes at least 1 minute.
All right, so you go
the
through
short
that.
Version.
Yeah, so let's see who's gonna make a list.
As short as I can make it.
Yeah, you'll go through and give your story as he plays musical accompaniment.
Wow, Ziggus, this is some good fucking shit.
Oh, I know. But practice for centuries, you could say.
Yo, I like that hip jiving.
Oh, it's part of a whole tapestry here.
Yes, keep the hip driving.
Driving it, baby.
So I would assume a 20 is going to succeed.
There's something with the magic item I have, the Klee Lyre. Let me double check that real quick.
Yeah,
It might give him disadvantage. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just make sure with all that dancing, you leave room for Lathander.
I'll let them get in here, baby. Don't worry about it. You can slide on it. Okay, I can use an action. Let's see here. If you have proficiency with music, you can add proficiency points to ability checks. You can use an action to play an instrument. You can play an instrument while casting a spell that causes any of its targets to be charmed on a failed saving throw, thereby imposing disadvantage on the save. But I don't think this counts as a spell. It's a class ability, so I don't think it would count for that.
I mean, it's a spell that involves music. Is the requirement?
Yeah, let me post the text into here real quick.
I think this is pretty damn exactly what this thing's talking about. So I think
you can play the instrument while casting a spell that causes any of its targets to be charmed on a failed saving throw, thereby imposing disadvantage on the save.
I'll give them disadvantage. That's a cool item that probably doesn't come into use often.
Nice.
Oh, all right.
Wow. Oh, that's good.
So he's enthralled by this story.
Yeah, you like the hip driving.
Everyone does, baby.
At this point, Eek is even enthralled. Like he's got, like that teenage girl pose where he's sitting there with his hands under his head, and he's kicking his legs, and he's on his belly.
Oh, Falklandar says to you, Agony, as you finish your story. Now, that is quite a exciting tale, but you forgot to tell me where you met this fantastic creature. And he looks over at Ziggus.
Oh, well, they told me of their plight and the plight of the whole valley and the world itself, and I just felt compelled to assist them in any way I can, as any righteous one should.
Well, Ziggus, you hear in your mind, I think he wants to sleep with you.
I'll cross that bridge when I get to it.
Well, and you hear his voice kind of falter from like the booming, grand voice that it was, and he's like, "Well, you how can I help?"
I mean, whatever you are willing to spare.
We could use some of your machines. I understand you make them
a fangirl now.
Big automatons.
I understand you make them using people or something like that, bodies. Oh, I remember. What was this was like a month ago. Like your machines came into town and they helped with all those gnolls. I remember you guys walked away with a bunch of gnolls. Could we use your gnolls?
Oh yes. He, as you address him, he kind of returns. He gains his composure a little bit, and he says, "The gnolls were dead, but you see, we have devised a system for extracting their life force to power our robots."
You did what?
It's a don't even think about it, because it is a proprietary method, and you certainly will not be leaving with those secrets.
Life Drain trademark.
Biofuel, the wave of the future.
Wait, were they gnolls alive before you performed such a task?
He said they were dead.
No, they were dead, but
it's a good thing you guys bought those living gnolls from him first. Whew. Close call there.
I don't know how I feel about this.
He murdered the fucking Knolls. He's lying.
I don't fucking know that.
Did we see them being hauled away alive, or?
I mean, they were attacking the town, and he had to like
They were
fight them.
attacking
So
town,
you
but
know,
yeah, we definitely knew they were alive because we bought 2 living ones from him.
Yeah,
They may have been
you
the
like
sole
bought some to
survivors.
save them.
I mean, Ziggus doesn't know that, so
Neither does Zeke.
Ziggus just keep on playing.
He says, well, my robots are quite expensive, but I suppose if you're saving the world and if he's leading the charge, and he looks at Ziggus again.
Oh, you know it, baby.
Ooh. Also, we can maybe promise you some extra, biofuel bodies of dark elves.
Ziggus doesn't charge, if you know what I'm saying.
well, maybe not the drow, but definitely you could have whatever mind flayers you
Or
tear apart.
those.
I have 15 gold, almost 16.
Your money, your pittance of money is not worth.
And then Eek looks at the others and goes, "Isn't John in charge of this whole thing?"
I don't think there is
Somewhere
somebody
in
in
a
charge.
forest, Artemis
There really
sneezes.
isn't.
Well,
We work together.
These Illithid intrigue me. Perhaps this sounds like an arrangement we can come to. You bring me all of the living and dead Illithid that you can. Load them up on... I will send with you 5 of my cadaver collectors.
And Eek kind of looks at him and gives him a little cough like he wants him to up that number.
Only 5? 5 seems quite, stingy if you ask me, but, maybe I'm just too used to grand things.
An actual army of drow, Illithid, as well as some crazy fucking cults.
Yeah, we need everything.
There's a bunch of cults. There's a bunch of Illithid. I mean,
if you hesitate, the world might die.
I mean, I wouldn't, stress him out that much, but I would say, let's have a dozen. Maybe I'm just too used to being impressed by things.
Ziggus, make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Absolutely.
Well, advantage helped a little.
Helped a little.
Yep.
My +9 coming in strong here. I'm going to re-roll that. I've been sitting on this inspiration since last time. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
That's a good 14, dude. It's a strong 14.
A strong 14. The 14 does not want to budge. All right.
He thinks about it for a second. And he says, "Well, I do suppose I could part with a few more of my creations.
They'll be whatever's left remaining will return.
And think about it like
bodies.
this. Think about this. The more you send, the more they can haul back for you.
It's an investment.
that is true.
That's a good point. You are so smart and wise and beautiful."
Again,
It takes
you hear
one to
it
know
in your
one.
mind. He really wants to have sex with you.
I'm not doing that.
I only have 10 cadaver collectors in my control, but I will send 6 of them with you, plus 2 units of my special automatized Valklindar peacekeeping bots. You may have seen them around in Red Larch if you've been there recently. They've been keeping the peace. And you have seen these, then they're like large, not huge, not as big as the cadaver collectors, but they're like large, like fighting robots.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like 17 and 18 for a minute there, aka Media and the other guy's name.
Oh yeah.
No, then we end up with Cell, and it's a whole different kind of world of problems.
Once we bring all these Mind Flayer corpses back, that's how Cell's gonna get made.
I'm not even kidding. Yes, but you know what I mean. One problem at a time. We deal with today's problem, and then we deal with tomorrow's problem.
Exactly. We're just setting up the next world threat, but hey, we gotta stop the first one first.
Okay, so 6. Let me just write a note here so I don't forget.
I deal with today's problem, tomorrow's problem. Deal with each other.
We'll give them the timeline of like when they need to be there like ASAP, and when shit's going down.
Maybe they could even come with us now. They're available. It doesn't matter, We are on kind of a time crunch.
I had well, the ones that I had here, I used for the test. he looks kind of sad. So they need to be repaired. But I will have them. What? How should they enter Belsamer?
We give them all the information we have.
We have the entrance to the Veil, or somewhere close, not to the Veil, but close to.
Yeah, you guys know there's a couple entrances you could send them to. I'm gonna move you to the. Yeah, there was the one that's by the Veil of Dancing Waters. And then that there's also seemingly entrances at the various there's a entrance in the Veil of Dancing Waters, and the various like temples. Yeah, Sacred Stone Monastery, Riverguard Keep, Feathergale Spire, Scarlet Moon Hall. Though I guess some of you went to Scarlet Moon Hall, but none of you found the entrance there.
Would deciding where they enter Belsamer from have an impact on how we sort of deploy them in the big war sequence we're building to?
No, what I would say is that depending on where you send them through, if they go through the Veil, you would want to be careful about them, about warning the dwarves that they were coming, and that they were going to be marching through there. If you send them to any of the other places, they might get caught fighting the cultists there. Though they also might distract the cultists by fighting their way through. You do know Feathergale Spire is fairly abandoned. Not abandoned, but nearly so.
And the gnomes, they're continually on the move, or it's been a while. Are they still on the move? Yeah, gotcha. Because I was saying, since they're already kind of tinkerish, they would probably be the most amenable to the robots.
Yeah, actually, let's see. You guys knew where they set up last. I'm just going back to which is right by the entrance through the Feathergale Spire.
It sounds like
air temple.
Sounds like Feathergale Spire.
Yeah, it sounds like that's our best bet.
And you want to send them to the gnomes.
To the gnomes.
And
I agree.
And I would send a sending to one of our gnome contacts that know of our invasion plans.
Zook is in there now with them.
We send a message to Zook.
We're sending in the robots.
I wish Zegas knew Zook better, because I'm curious about if Zook wrote the Worm book.
Perhaps.
And this is more of a question for later, but one thing we'll have to decide is whether we want to have just a full big spearhead of Mind Flayer immune robots, or if we want to spread them out a bit. But that's more of a question for when we're actually doing that big tactics event.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Yeah, so he says, well, wonderful. I will send my robots to these coordinates that you've given me, and they will help you, and they will retrieve many deliciously interesting illithid bodies for me. Yes,
That's
wonderful.
I was about to say, I mean, I guess they're probably like calamari, you know? I guess you could eat them.
So delicious.
Valkendar, if there's one thing I've learned over the past few weeks, it's a little wisdom from a friend. He's told me once, squawk, squawk, roar, hoot. Hoot, roar, hoot, hoot, squawk. I look over at Sparrow, give him a wink. I think we could all live by those lessons.
That is profound.
I know I do.
That almost sounds just as good.
No, I think that's awful.
We live in a bag.
Live in a bag. That should be my next single.
Valkendar just kind of looks from side to side. Well, I think our business here is concluded.
Wait.
I look forward to
I have a question for you.
saving the world with you.
Sir Valkendar.
Yes,
What?
just Valkendar's fine.
Valkendar the Great and Mighty, powerful.
What?
Yes.
What are you? Are you a human? You look very big.
He goes, I was a human until I
Took an arrow to the knee.
ascended, he says, as he sits there all big.
Ascended? What does that mean?
He went up the stairs.
It means to
Go up the
go
stairs.
up. Yes, it does mean to go up, yes. And I am now something more than human, as you can see.
What are you, then?
Anyone can make me an investigation check as you're like watching this guy.
Yeah, I'm not an investigator.
Yeah, mine's not too hot, but I'll try it again.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
I have
I'll
no
spend my
clue.
inspiration.
I'm thinking he's like a half giant.
Oh,
Don't know.
very small cloud giant.
So yeah, Albert, as he's saying this and he's like laughing and stroking his beard in his Technicolor shirt, you see, and it kind of like this image kind of flickers and disappears, and behind it, he's just like a normal-sized man, and he's sitting on a normal-sized throne, and he is sloppy and dirty and like just like all kind of stains down his coat, and he just kind of looks gross, and he's like much less, his beard is kind of like gnarly and like got some food in it and stuff, but he's still just sitting there like proud and whatnot, but he's like this small little slob of a human.
Noted.
And he says, well, that's enough of the mysteries of Valkendar for today. Why don't you go and complete this errand, and perhaps we will have more fruitful business interactions in the future.
Of course.
Here.
Understood.
Of course. It
On
was
your
a-
way
Albert
out.
will walk straight up to him and like shake his hand.
Like through the illusion.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
You've been a big help.
He like shakes your hand. Yeah, let me make a wisdom check for him to see if he's even like, yeah, so he shakes your hand, and then he's like, he kind of like looks around a little bit, and he says, be gone, and he waves his hand, and you all poof back out front of the tower, and you all have little Valkendar pins on your shirt.
The collectible.
I visited Valkendar today.
Yeah.
I visited Valkendar the Great. I voted.
Yeah. I shopped at Valkendar's. So you are out front of Valkendar's tower. You have enlisted his help You are, I think, only spent about a day to do all of this. Yeah, it didn't take you that long to get over there. So it's probably like the afternoon of the day that you left. Maybe getting closer to evening, but there's still time left in the day. And we're going to leave Alpha Team there for a second as they are, who knows where they're going to go next. They're probably going to have, they probably still have some more time to do something else before Sigma Team completes their mission. But let's take a short break, and then we will go to Sigma Team. We'll switch characters up.
Oh shit! Sigma.
Alright, so let's take like a 5-minute break.
I don't think I have the time or the energy to switch out Tavern Brawler at this moment.
Yeah. But
I need to get new spells
you
and
can
stuff.
definitely do it before next time.
Okay. And I'm probably gonna do
we're not gonna.
spells.
You're not gonna have combat today. I don't think we'll play for that much longer. So don't worry about that. All right, let's take a little 5-minute break, and then we'll come back.
What if I want combat?
Then attack somebody.
Yeah, you. Yeah. May I spoke too soon.
What if I want death?
We're here to negotiate some aid. We have some new people with us, like this super friendly druid. Oh God, Kevin, stop punching him!
Oh, why are you stabbing him? Are we like full HP, full resources? Because my sheet shows less than that.
For the Sigma Team, I would say yes.
Okay.
Sigma Team is just leaving the bar, probably.
I have like nothing on here because I didn't really put a lot of effort into making this sheet.
Well, good thing we're not having combat, and you have a week to finish it, or a month, I should say.
I just pick some cool druid spells, and you should be good.
It's finished enough. Yeah, it's definitely not finished. We're gonna keep it though.
AFK moment. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yellow.
Hello.
Do you guys like queso fresco? If you know what that is.
Yes.
They're fucking good.
Back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hola.
Hey Josh, I have a random question. Because it's been a very, very, very long time since I've played a constructed format.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to sideboard, like if I sideboard between games, do I have to reset my deck before I play someone else?
Yes.
Okay, so I should probably put a list of what's in my sideboard in my deck box just to be safe?
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
Cool. Thank you, because honestly, it's been a very long time since I've played a constructed format.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys talking about?
Magic.
I only played Yu-Gi-Oh, so not a big.
I played Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day.
I played a little bit of Magic, but
Dude,
I'm not
gonna lie. I fucking loved Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Never played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I used to play Magic way back. Guess not way back, but it's been a while.
I played some Magic. I played a green deck.
I started with Magic because my brother and a bunch of his buddies learned it when they were younger and I was much younger, but I barely understood it. The first game I played on my own was definitely Yu-Gi-Oh, where I got into it on my own and I played it on my own. I was actually pretty damn good, like tournament, level.
Nice.
And then Magic ended up getting back into that in high school and playing, basically just lunch table Magic for a long time, which I really enjoyed, but that's not any kind of, formal setting or formal format like it is compared to what I'm playing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there were some great jank decks back in the day at lunchroom table Magic.
Yeah.
The original coin flip deck. God, that thing fucking wrecked my world every time my buddy played it.
I actually cut my teeth on Pokemon, the Pokemon TCG, back when it was reasonable.
I bought it. I never played it until
me neither.
years later.
Same, yeah. Like I like to get on the cards, but the closest I ever got to playing was like, I pulled this one with top of the deck and has a bigger number. That means I win. Like yeah. No one in my group actually knew how to play.
Yeah, no one knew the rules.
Troglodytes are the reason I couldn't get a Rocket Zapdos. God damn you.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. One time I actually tried to play the game I was at my buddy's house.
I think I have a Rocket Zapdos.
His older brother had a collection, and he's like, "You want to play, man?" And I'm like, "Sure. Give me a basic rundown." And he gives me the little pamphlet for basics on building a deck.
Mm-hmm.
I literally took that, built a rock deck, kicked his ass. He took the cards back from me and said, "You're not allowed to play anymore."
Oh, that's great. Yeah, like last time I ever bought Pokemon cards, I think was when Fossil came out. So I think it was wasn't that the second
that was
set?
A hot minute. That was the
second or
you had
third.
Base, Jungle, then Fossil. So it was the second expansion.
Yeah. Oh god, that makes it sound old, doesn't it?
That would be 98, 99, something like that. Yeah.
Those fucking cards are so expensive. People were selling boxes for
Some of them are, yeah.
The Fossil boxes go for $30K.
I mean, the boxes, yeah, but I mean, people buying sealed Pokemon products are they're just
idiots.
Nuts. There's no reason they should be paying that.
No,
I can assure you, most of the cards in Fossil will not command anywhere near that.
Also, they're YouTubers. They're buying it to crack boxes online and get views.
I have 4 fucking Fossil Aerodactyls, and ain't none of them worth shit.
Yeah, Pokemon was the only of those games that I ever played.
Oh, okay.
I've heard a lot of great things about a lot of other card games since then too. fucking what's the Vanguard? A lot of people say is supposed to be really good. Digimon people say is supposed to be good.
Yeah,
Weirdly
I hear
enough,
Digimon's is good these days.
Yeah, like the Dragon Ball Z game was supposed to be pretty good for a while. There was like a Dragon Ball Z card game, like. But who the fuck has time, money, and effort to get to these places and find these random people to play with at all these different card games and events? Certainly easier now that the internet's a thing, but fuck, man.
I still have no fucking clue what the Pokemon TCG game rules are. We just, like, played with the straight up numbers and hit points on the cards themselves with no energies.
So ironically, it actually kind of works like Magic a little, but with some. It's like Magic.
It was designed by Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, interesting.
I did not know that.
Cause like I'm pretty sure it's still got like the 1 energy per turn limit and stuff.
Yeah. As a quick brag, back when I played Pokemon, I was a wee baby lad in like the 7th or 8th grade. I was convinced that the Lickitung card was super underrated and nobody believed me. But I put that thing in so many decks and it was such a workhorse and would like just annoy the purely shit out of people because I was the only one who played it and it was a very annoying card. But I ended up building a deck that like really capitalized on Lickitung and other like stall cards, and it was like this control deck thing. And I was convinced like this is a good deck. These are good cards. I know they are. And fast forward like 5 or 6 years ago, and at like the World Pokemon Tournament or whatever, they do a exhibition match between like 2 longtime professional Pokemon players who are cracking open like original cards and just building decks out of that. And everyone's convinced like, okay, the guy who makes who made the aggro deck, what are called haymakers. Those were, everyone knows that back in the day, those were the tier 1 decks. Those are the best decks. He built an aggro deck. It's going to wipe the floor with people. Well, his opponent built a deck that was, I kid you not, 8 cards different from what I built. And ended up discovering that this thing is like the tier 0 deck that people didn't realize. But they solved base Pokemon, and Lickitung was key to the strategy. I was vindicated all those years later.
And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, way back when I was in like 4th grade or something, someone in my math class convinced me that he had super rare, exclusive, no one can get it, like evil cards that are like evil versions of the Pokemon, and talked me into trading some card I had for one of them, and I looked at it as just a Rhyhorn with him, like that he had scribbled in the eyes with red ink, like, oh, I got. I'm dumb. I'm a 4th grader who's not that smart.
That son of a bitch.
Hey man, you just gotta resell it as a misprint these days.
Oh, I have no idea where that is. I don't know if I even kept it that same day.
Well, should we get back to some D&D?
Yes. Also, I have Japanese Rocket Zapdos.
Yeah.
Holographic.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I saw that on the camera. That was cool.
My Pokemon cards went through the sprinklers, so.
Oh, no.
Fun fact.
All right.
You might have lost a fortune, because some of those old cards are worth a ton.
Only if you kept them in pristine condition, otherwise
yeah, my condition
is
ass.
One of them. Or if you literally just have the word Charizard printed on it.
My cousin used to throw dual lands at people and use them in the spoke of his bike because that was like from the set that was out at the time he was big into Magic. So like, you know, no way to tell that dual lands would be worth like hundreds of bucks each. 20 years later.
I had a box literally of alpha, beta, and revised Magic the Gathering cards. I'm talking full play sets plus of Soul Rings, dual lands, all this shit. I could have fucking bought a house. All of it was destroyed in a flood years ago.
Rest in peace. Back to D&D.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Before the sadness breaks my heart again, because every time I think about it, it makes me so fucking sad.
So we are back in Red Larch. Back in the morning, when Palouse, Agony, Eek, the Owlbear, and Ziggus had just left Red Larch for Valklandar's Tower, They probably shared the road for the first at least couple miles with the other team, which is consisted of Sabelin, Artemis, John, Nova, and Kevu, who are making their way up to Crypt Garden Forest, I believe was your plan?
Mm-hmm.
To make contact with the Grey Wolf tribe, who is the tribe of druids and barbarians and such that live out in the woods.
That reminds me, do we ever get the name of the druid lady we helped that turned burnt up into ash?
We do actually. Hang on.
Okay, good.
I can find that information for you. And NPCs, other NPCs. Let's see. Uloth of the Grey Wolf tribe.
Perfect.
So you guys are heading up there. Let's see how far that is. So just to get to the edge, which would be faster? Probably just go straight there. So let's see, that's 32 miles. Let me just pull up real quick. I think it's 4 miles an hour.
It's definitely a longer trek than the Wood of Valkendars.
Yeah. Alright, so 24 miles a day if you're going. So I would say if you wanted to move at a fast pace, you would get there by the end of the day, like by nightfall, without having to push yourself into possible exhaustion. At a normal pace, you're gonna have to push yourself until the end of the day, possibly exhaust yourself.
I would say if we're going on the main road and kind of clipping the edge of all the storms, going normal would make sense. But since we're going a direct route that's kind of off the road and likely away from anything that could potentially be dangerous, we could probably do fast without much risk. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like, given the timetable and the fact that we're traveling a lot further, yeah, fast.
Yep, fast. We're going fast. We got speed.
And Nova is asking a lot of really obnoxious questions, so we probably want to get there faster.
Yep, we don't want to listen to her.
Mm-hmm.
And Sablin's trying to answer as many of them as possible.
All right. So you book it to the edge of the woods, and you get there just in when it's twilight of the afternoon, early evening. The sun's starting to get down towards the horizon, and y'all are a little winded, but you made it there. You as you get towards the edge of the woods, you've been in these woods once before, but you were over near Westbridge. You see, as you get down here, there are trees that have been when you get to the edge of the woods, it's been clear cut. So if you imagine the scene in Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, when there's the edge of Fangorn and it's all just clear cut, it's kind of like that, where it's this thick forest, and then you're just kind of in this patch of it that's all been cut down. But you can continue on and into the woods, and these are a thick and lush forest that is hard to move through at times because it's so thick. But you all are well equipped and can make your way through this forest. Why doesn't, I say, one or two of you who want to kind of take lead roll me survival checks. Who's leading us?
See, my survival's not too good, but I'll go ahead and roll for the sake of it.
All right, Sibelian,
Great.
seems like you would try to lead in this situation.
These stumps. What could have cut them down? Do you think it was the robots from Valkendar, or do you think we might cut them? Oh, maybe the one that calls it. Oh, we're going somewhere.
Or maybe lumberjacks.
I mean, do you think the Grey Wolf tribe would have lumberjacks?
Maybe lumberjacks, maybe unicorns, maybe giants.
I don't think unicorns cut. I don't think unicorns cut down the tree.
Oh, cut down trees. Oh, I misheard that.
What about some kind of giant robots? Weren't those a problem before?
Yeah, this feels like giant robot stuff.
Yeah. It's probably the Valkendar guys.
So, A-team's on it.
Yeah, and we might want to not mention that we're getting Valkendar's help as well if it comes up with the Grey Wolf tribe. Also, which way we're heading? That way. I think I started walking the wrong direction.
Yeah, so you just kind of start. Less so than walking in the wrong direction, you just kind of get a little tangled, and you're having a hard time finding anything. And then it's like starting to get dark. You're getting into the woods, and you start to get deeper, and it's getting darker.
Zabel, how long ago was it since you lived in the woods?
Oh, since it's been a few months actually. Ever since I fled Lurkwood. So, and also when I lived in the woods, I just kind of stayed at that one border station. I didn't really leave too far from it. So, yeah, I'm probably actually getting some
times in my life.
Maybe we should make camp.
Oh, I can do that though.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we'll start. Go ahead.
So you guys set up camp for the night. Yeah, it's getting dark and you're pretty tired from, walking a pretty fast clip all day. So you begin to set up your camp in the forest. Do you guys set up like a watch while you sleep?
That's probably a good idea.
So you take turns throughout the night, staying up and watching. You make it through the night. Nova during your watch. At one point, you hear some large footfalls nearby. But as you sit there, pay attention, you don't hear anything else.
And they don't come closer or anything? They just walk past us?
You don't, I mean, it's the kind of thing where you hear it and you're like, that was definitely something big. But then you don't hear it again. It seems like whatever the noise was, it's moved on. Morning comes in the Cryptgarden Forest, and it's really nice being out here. You guys, especially Artemis and Sabelin and John, who have been in Belsimer and doing all and in the middle of all those elemental storms. It's a nice spring morning in the forest, and you guys just kind of sit around.
What's the flower situation? What's the pollen situation in the air?
Ooh, that's a good point. I mean, since you're in the, I guess it's decent.
Okay.
Probably every once in a while, you guys come upon a little meadow, a little clearing in the woods, and that's where you really are fuck, get me out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely picked some flowers and put them in my hair.
So you guys are going to just kind of wander through the woods trying to find the tribe. Are you doing anything in particular as you look?
I guess keeping an eye out for any kind of signs or symbols they would have put put up any kind of like markers they would have kind of placed to kind of mark their territory. But I don't think I can think of.
Find us here, this way.
Or I think more so like stay away. Oh, good idea.
Could I send Orpheus up to like the tree line and see if he sees like smoke or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you send Orpheus up, and he goes up to the tree line. He looks out. He doesn't see immediately any smoke. He does see a like giant bird emerge from the woods and fly overhead. And this thing's like humongous, gargantuan.
Okay, yeah, recalling Orpheus. Okay, so giant birds. That'll be fun to watch out for.
Like, how giant?
Did they look friendly?
They look giant and probably like carnivorous and like gargantuan size, dragon size.
I mean, you never know. It could be friendly.
Maybe they work with the Grey Wolf tribe. That could be helpful.
Maybe, or not. We could just keep looking.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna keep on looking.
So you keep walking through the woods. You are heading deeper into the center of this big forest. And Sablin, because you're looking out for it, you do notice a couple times, like you guys are kind of following animal trails through these woods. You do notice a couple times where you see that there are like cairns, piled rocks at a few little spots, and they're very discreet. They're kind of hidden away a little bit. You kind of start to catch on to a pattern that they'll like put them in the knots of trees. So that's a place that you can like look out for. And then you're able to kind of find one of their trails that way.
Okay, guys, I think I found something. It's a kind of trail here with these markers, the piled stones around here. You might be onto something.
Okay, sounds promising.
Kevu, you're a druid. Do you know what the stones might mean?
Let me take a look.
Yeah, Kevu, you would definitely know that this is a fairly common practice of piling stones to like mark trails. And you do notice that sometimes these stones will like have a kind of leaning towards one way or another to delineate, like if there's some kind of fork in the road, it'll point you in one way or the other.
Which way does it point me?
This one's pointing you guys left.
This one says go left. It's definitely... This is some druid shit right here. This is definitely some druid stuff.
I nod. I nod very enthusiastically. Yeah.
If you say so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take your word, guys.
It looks very magical. Yeah.
Trust me, I know. I have a sense for these things,
Never
he does. He really does.
Nature thing. I can see it though.
All right, so
did you have a sense of where the tribe are?
No, but these flowers that are around here, oh my god, they're so gorgeous.
Oh,
Did you see these ones that I picked? Oh my gosh, this one's so pretty.
Stay away. Oh,
no, but that goes so good with your eyes. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I can't believe it.
Yes, they look very fetching on you from afar. The effect is really augmented when you're away from me.
Do I feel like these two need to start interior decorating something?
Yes, I love interior decoration.
Oh my gosh, we would make such a good team.
Once we get our house back, they can help us decorate.
I just put a bunch of...
I figured plants. It out. They're one of those weird too, where they buy it, they flip it, and then they redecorate and sell it. That's what those two are.
Hey, business is business, girl.
Nova does the demolition and reconstruction.
Oh, yes.
Fuck this world shit. Let's go make some money.
I just created.
I never thought I'd say this, but
TLC.
we're not worried about the money right now.
I just created
look
TLC.
At Sablin.
Summer hit.
I look at Sablin. What's happening to me?
How surprised does John look at that statement?
John at this point has kind of given up on shock and is just given into the full, complete fuck it mentality and just it takes everything like, yep.
Artemis is right. We don't need to worry about money. We need to go save the world. Let's go.
Oh, God.
All right, so Sablin leads you all down the trail, following these piles of stones, occasionally asking Kevu to interpret which way they're pointing.
This way. It's that way.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
You follow the trails, which eventually lead you to a clearing in the woods. And as you come upon this clearing, you immediately recognize that something's wrong. It's a settlement, very simple settlement with tent poles and canvases, and various tents, but large constructed tents, and canopies and such. But there is nobody in sight. No sounds coming that you can hear. You stand at the edge of this settlement, and it's just abandoned.
John just stands here, takes a very deep breath, and goes, "Okay," and starts walking in to investigate.
Should we send Orpheus in first, or?
Yeah, this place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Maybe
Same here. I've
they
got all
left
kinds
and
of
made
jeebies.
a new settlement.
Wait, you think
or
they
we're
would take
gonna
some
find
stuff
the
with
word Roanoke carved into the tree in the center of town? Who knows? The only way to find out is to investigate.
Are you sure you want to do that, John?
He just looks at you very dead-eyed, like he's soulless at this point, and goes, "Sure."
You okay, buddy?
Turns around and starts walking in.
Wonder what's eating him.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna follow him just in case. Yeah, I'm worried about
Sablin,
John now.
Has he been drinking today?
I don't think he has been. That must be. Is he sober?
His aura's off.
Oh, God. We've got to get him something to drink.
I know, right? This
He's
can't be good for him. The sheer shock of not being liquored up.
He's giving off a red glow when he should be a bright purple.
John, roll me an investigation check as you begin walking in to investigate.
I have to pull that sheet up. I forgot.
And I'll be following behind John, trying to dig out a bottle. Do I even have a bottle of liquor on me? I don't think I do, actually.
Do I have any liquor?
I could ferment something.
I would say if you think that your character is someone who would have picked up liquor last time you were in Red Larch, which was this morning, or yesterday morning, you can have liquor on you. Maybe
I don't think so.
Drop a gold for some liquor.
A 23.
Yeah.
Okay, 23. Oh, nice. Yeah. So, as you look around, you see signs of struggle.
Oops.
You see
Ignore.
some splotches of blood. And you can find, as you're looking through, again, it seems like there are two pairs of tracks, two sets of tracks leading away from the settlement. You can discern that one of them is humanoid feet running away, running in like mass, and they all kind of head off in one direction. You can see in another direction various other strange tracks of assorted shapes and sizes, along with what seem like drag marks, where perhaps corpses have been dragged. Perhaps loot of other kinds has been dragged.
How recent is the blood? Does it look not fresh or?
No, it's not super fresh. Like at least a day old.
Oh. If it was a day old, then not much chance of saving any survivors, but it might still be a small one.
These people certainly seem to have run into a spot of bad luck.
Well, are we going to the left and trying to catch these people and the things and maybe save people, or are we going to the right to try and find the survivors?
When you said there were assorted tracks, like, are they animal tracks, humanoid tracks, reptilian? What are we talking about?
They're the reptilian overlords. Come on.
So when I say assorted, what I mean by that is that there are various shapes. They're not all the same. One pair of tracks looks like conical, like they are just singular, like sharp points that we're stepping. Another one looks more humanoid, though it's got like gnarled toes. It's got like claws for toenails.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming, John's kind of pointing this out as you go around. Another one's fairly humanoid as well. Another one is like long and skinny with big flat toes and like kind of like a hooked heel. And then the final amount of tracks, and these are like all over the place. Like there's more of them than the others. Are small, and they just have like two little hooked claws, like small little foot with like two hooked claws.
Mm-hmm.
And those are like real small, and there's just like a lot of them.
I'll look at Sablin and Kevu. Have you two ever seen anything like this before?
I don't think I have. I guess I could roll a check to see if Sable would recognize any of those, but I don't think he would.
Yeah, again, some of them look fairly humanoid, but like those conical ones, trying to think of another creature that would have something like that, but I can't think of it. It's like a peg leg almost, and yeah, you don't recognize in particular any of these things. They definitely seem like something strange. Something's off.
Yeah, no, I've never seen anything like this. If we find any survivors, they might be able to tell us a little more about what happened. What these things are.
I mean, I've seen like tons of creatures, but I have no idea what would be native to like your world or anything, or this area, so...
Our world?
Does this
long
where are you
story?
From?
You know.
Are you interdimensional?
You could say that, something like that.
My God.
I'm just around here, you know? Adventuring, learning, saving world.
Uh-huh. Well, anyway, let's go try and save some of these people. Let's follow the other tracks.
Artemis is right. We need to
know what made these.
Artemis is right. We need to save these innocents.
Stay far away from whatever those are. The weird ones.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna start following the. So there's like one like vein of tracks that seem to be more like the survivors than whatever all the other things are.
Yeah. So there's one that's like all kind of humanoid tracks, that are all heading off in the same direction. That's down another one of those marked trails.
We gotta save them. There must be something that happened to them.
let's do it. Let's go. And I'm start heading that way.
All right, so you continue. You head out of this little settlement, and you continue down one of these trails, following the tracks. There are a couple times where there's like splits and there's multiple trails, kind of converging, and you continue to follow like where these tracks go from this group of people, and you go deeper into the woods. As you get deep toward, you probably spend like another hour following these tracks, and as you continue, you hear a voice call out from the tree that says, "Halt! We have you surrounded."
I didn't do it.
Surrounded, fun.
I put my hands up as well, but not too like panicky. Just kind of like trying to let them know that like, hey, I'm not a threat.
Yo, is that a tree talking to us? I've always wanted to speak to a tree.
You can easily see as you look up, there's like a tree, like a platform, kind of up in the tree, a little ladder up on the side of the tree to it, and there are 2 young elvish children, and they're like they look kind of teenage, I should say, sitting up there.
Oh.
And they both have bow and arrow. They both have bows with arrows knocked and pulled and aimed at you.
Listen, we're here to find the tribe. We're good people. We're looking for the druids.
You kids put those things away before you hurt yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to help.
I thought we came here because we needed their help.
I mean, they can't really help us if they're in help. If they need help,
Yo, we
Just
help
don't
them.
do anything.
They help us.
Yeah.
Just move slowly, and nobody needs to get hurt. What business do you have?
What's the name of the druid tribe?
The Grey Wolf tribe, I believe.
We're looking for the Grey Wolf tribe.
And what business do you have? Says the girl.
We need assistance in saving the world. That's right. Right, guys? That's what we're doing?
Yeah. We're saving the world.
I think so, yeah.
We would greatly appreciate the aid of the Grey Wolf tribe.
And the boy speaks up this time and says, "And why should we help you? You people outside, you don't do anything good for us."
Well, without us, the world will end. So, that's the kind of thing,
Forest will live on. We don't need your help.
That's wrong. It will not live on. There will be no people. Everyone dies.
I think the horny lady told us there were going to be like earthquakes and like volcanoes erupting and floods and tornadoes.
Have you seen the firestorms happening southwest of the forest?
The girl says, "We don't travel to the edge
Southeast.
of the forest. We don't travel to the edge of the forest. It's
Okay,
dangerous there."
Let me try to put this in perspective. Let's say the forest doesn't exist anymore because there's fire and it's literally burnt the whole thing down. How would you feel then?
We come bearing a message from Uloth. Do you know an Uloth?
The boy, in response to you, Kevu, says, "Our Firewatch team would never let that happen."
Yo, your Firewatch team is on fire. Let's say that happened.
Artemis, when you mention Uloth, the girl kind of immediately looks at you and whispers something to her counterpart. And she says, "Uloth sent you?"
In a sense, yes.
Where is she?
She didn't survive her encounter with the threat we're talking about.
The girl turns away. Says, "Were you there?"
Yes, we tried to help her. We tried to heal her, but it was too late.
I wasn't
She
there.
died. She died valiantly, though.
I wasn't there either.
Well, us three were there, and I point towards Artemis and John.
She looks extremely distraught and wipes just a tear from her cheek and sobers up and says, "Okay, well, I suppose the chieftain would like to see you then, if you have news of Ulath."
If nothing else, we can tell them what happened to her so she can have a proper send-off with your tribe. If nothing else.
Okay then, well, head down this trail, just about another half mile or so, and just give the sign of peace as you walk, and she holds up her middle finger towards you.
Thank you. I will definitely use the middle finger.
I give it back to her. Sign of peace, yes. I don't think with Sable not really being used to human culture, I don't think he would have ever ran into that symbol. This works.
Eric,
so they both give you the sign of peace.
Sign of peace is flipping people off?
Yeah.
Okay.
But before we head out, though, I am going to ask them, do you know what happened to the settlement? Like, I just got a gesture the way we came.
She says, well, there are rumors of a great evil brewing in the woods. But Chieftain will tell you more of that.
It seems like that great evil happened to that settlement back that way. It might not be safe here. Do you want to come to the Chieftain with us? It might not be safe here.
They both kind of puff out their chests. We're the watch. We can't leave our post.
The watch is being watched by children?
We're not children. She said, and she goes, I'm 47.
They're older than I am.
Girl,
Okay.
you don't look like a day after 15. Wait, they're elves, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
When they mentioned that they're part of the
That makes
watch,
sense.
yeah, when they mentioned the part of the watch, Sable thinks back to the one time he abandoned his post back at Bulwark. Was like, I understand. Yeah.
Artemis thinks about all the watch members he gives 0 fucks about. That's mass kids.
Girl, you ain't you're not gonna be an adult till at least 100.
Don't listen to him. The forces
Anyway,
of
we'll
evil
talk
are
to this chieftain.
everywhere, okay? You keep watch.
All right, so you continue along, head out towards the chieftain. You get to as you continue along the path, it opens up into there's like a large wooden gate in front of you, and the gate is closed, and a couple watchmen stand upon the gate and look down upon you.
Hello, and I give them the symbol of peace.
As you do, they go, "Ah, yes," and they return it, and the gate opens before you.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm accustomed to people doing that gesture to me, but not opening the gates.
I get 2 coconuts and I start clapping them together.
So you guys are escorted into this what is more of a true town, with more ornate and complicated structures. And you're led through this town to this main square, where you find sitting upon a bit of a wooden throne the chieftain, who is introduced to you as Chieftain Thenfall. And Thenfall says, "Greetings, travelers," and flips you the sign of peace.
Yo,
I flip it back.
peace be upon you.
What brings you here to Cryptgarden Forest?
First of all, we bring the news that Uloth of the Grey Wolf tribe has passed in battle.
The chieftain bows his head, says, "Well, that is dark news indeed."
She died fighting one of the elemental cults that are trying to awaken a great evil that's sealed away under the Desrin Valley. And we were hoping to gain your aid in fighting back against those cults and stopping them. Is the last thing that Uloth was fighting for.
He looks at you and says, "Well, my forebears always have said that we need nothing from the outside world. It's people who destroy, hurt, but the reach of you people has come to our forest, whether we like it or not. So, unlike my forebears, I will heed your call to aid."
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, I turn around back to John Armis, give them both thumbs up. Like, hey, we got it!
Yes.
Excellent.
Yet, I see the struggles of your people as the struggles of our people. You keep your ship in order, it leaves us the hell alone. But, unfortunately, our house is not in order at the moment. Our woods, as they have suffered at the hands of millers and cutters of wood, the forest has spawned something dark, and it tortures us. If you help us, if you help my people be rid of this burden, I will send what troops I can to assist you in this cause.
What seems to be hurting your people? I've noticed that you've sent adolescents to watch, rather than warriors.
You underestimate the young. But don't worry, they have backup. They're learning.
Don't worry, they'll be fine.
Also, on our way to here, we passed through a settlement in the forest that was recently attacked. We don't know if any survivors made their way here or not. But when we got there, it was about a day old.
Oh, yes. There were survivors, and they made it here. Thank you.
Maybe they can tell us a little bit more about this threat.
Yes. And he actually looks around for a second, and then he points to one of his guards, and he says, you were there. And the woman steps forward and says, yeah, I was there. It was brutal. I'd never seen anything like it. It's a mist descended upon the town. And suddenly, these creatures emerged. All shapes and sizes. They were abhorrent. They were monstrous. They were like these fleshy incarnations of sadness and anger, and I can't explain it. Just being around them, you felt this dread. But we fled. A few of my compatriots tried to fight, but they were slaughtered. So we just helped who we could get out of there, and we fled.
What weapons did they possess?
Just their appendages. One of them had like spikes for limbs, and he could extend them, throw them long distances, and would hook you in. One of them had spider arms. Could attack you and grapple onto you, but they all just I didn't watch. Forgive me.
Does this ring any bells to anyone? Would it sound like any kind of like demons or devils that we had like any of us had heard of before?
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, you could.
No idea.
You could make me I guess that'd be like Arcana, or maybe Nature.
I'm good at nature. Does it sound like a beast that I know? I don't know shit.
I got Arcana.
That's weird considering our modifiers.
Yeah. Sablin, you'd actually be the description of the creatures doesn't strike any bells, but the description of this like feeling of dread makes you think of stories you've heard about just when a place is suffering. It can, the energies there can become so intense that they kind of are embodied and manifested, and you know that this is something that's connected to the Shadowfell. It's like there is kind of some, when that negative energy builds, it like summons these creatures from that kind of dark mirror dimension. It weakens the veil between them as that suffering and grief is intensified. So you ascertain that whatever's like going on that in these woods that's making it hurt is what's causing these creatures.
Yeah, I say something to that effect. Like it sounds like I feel like it might not be these monsters themselves, but something is causing them to appear. That might be what we need to stop or fix. Is there anything that could be causing the wood to suffer?
Termites, maybe. Kudzu.
Termites, you could call them, yes. The people from the valley come in with their tools, cut down our trees. They've grown bold. Their tools have increased. They're not even humans that come anymore. They're just tools themselves. Chop down trees, whole swaths at a time. Did you see the edge of the wood when you entered?
Yeah, we noticed.
We, the Grey Wolf tribe, we usually live in harmony with the woods, but the wilderness has become unhappy with any sort of settlement, any sort of civilization.
You're druids, right?
Yes.
Do you not have any powerful spells that could potentially help regrow some of the lost forest?
This is wise, yes. We've tried. We think it's helping, but I think that these creatures, they exist now here, whether we like it or not. So, we can try to keep the suffering of the woods at bay, and but these creatures nonetheless roam them.
What if we could fix that?
You would have both my thanks and my support.
Okay. Alright, gang, looks like we're doing some monster hunting.
I think we were pretty good at that. Yeah, I think we can help.
How about you, kid? I'll look over at Nova. How good are you at blasting monsters?
Why are you even asking that question? That's
Okay, because we're gonna go blast a monster.
That's basically like my whole life. I blast monsters.
Noted.
Gav, you down for doing some monster hunting?
Yes, I think we should find out what's going on in this woods and help them out.
But I mean, if the monsters are being created by people chopping down trees, does that mean we have to go like kill townspeople and giant machines or something?
Let's focus on killing monsters, and we'll figure out what to do about the machine thing afterwards.
But if we kill the monsters and they're still continuing doing that and still gonna continue creating monsters, and like the problem's gonna persist, and maybe I'm thinking too deep into this.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, baby steps for now. Either way, like the guy said, that the monsters are here, and they're here now, and they're not going anywhere. So,
yeah, we can just take this one problem at a time. Maybe we'll be able to convince people with machines to go somewhere else. Though we might not be that simple, but we can try.
All right. So you agreed to go track down these monsters?
Mm-hmm.
It's still pretty early, maybe approaching noon. Probably earlier than that. You guys are head out. What's your plan for tracking them down?
Will we be able to ask them for more info before we leave, such as like were there any kind of like obvious signs before they show up, or the kind of like unique kind of like tracks they leave besides their footsteps?
Yeah, he says they've been attacking mostly to the south and the east, over by where the wounds to the woods are happening. We don't have any inclination of which town they will attack next. There's a few that I could point you to that are in that general direction. We have more troops there hoping to protect. But we have had some brave soldiers try to track them down and follow their tracks from one of their attacks, and it seems that they do have some sort of lair. Only one soldier's lived to come back from it, but they didn't really go inside. But if you head back to that settlement you mentioned, you follow their tracks from there, you should be able to find them.
Okay, That helps a lot,
Mhm.
actually.
So we must go back to that settlement then.
All right then.
We go to the settlement.
All right. He says, "Well, best of luck to you."
And to you as well. And I give him the sign of peace as we head out.
He flips you the
Give
sign
him
of
2
peace.
signs of peace.
he's just like flailing them around, his signs of peace. And you trudge off into the woods, back to the settlement to track down these monsters, whatever they may be, and see if you can destroy them and enlist the help of the Great Wolf Tribe. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
All right.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
More
Alright.
blasting.
Cool.
We did it.
Yeah.
So kill some Sorrowsworn.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Right. Ready to blast.
Yeah.
Gotta blast.
I'm excited to use these guys.
Yeah, that's a fun set. It feels nice playing Sablin again, just because
Yeah.
I think all my other characters are like sassy jerks, so
Uh-huh.
it's fun playing a nice person again.
It's good
Yeah.
to be back having a positive intelligence score.
That's funny.
Nova's intelligence is negative. Yikes.
So
Fun.
is Palooza's. But I love Palouse. He's a good boy.
Yeah. Yeah, good session. I was so convinced Falconer was gonna be like a gnome behind a curtain or like a brain in a jar in a compartment in the room or something.
I bet he still might be. We don't know.
Wizard.
I mean, no, she shook his hand. He shook his hand.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
basically, he is basically that. He was using an illusion.
true, but something about like the kind of shabby, like stained robed guy description kind of makes me feel a little less kind of wary of his ultimate designs compared to if he was like a brain in a jar or somewhere or something. Though I might be completely
True,
misreading that, and he's
true.
actually super a threat, and giving him mind flayer bodies is going to be a huge
Oh, no, this is a
mistake.
terrible idea. Yeah.
He's just a fucking basement nerd. Entrepreneur.
Who just has a bunch of money. He's like Elon Musk.
Yeah, I was gonna say Elon Musk. I was gonna say that too.
I didn't make that connection until just now, but he kind of is Elon Musk.
That's true. At least he's not a red wizard. We're good there, guys.
Just
No,
getting
just putting illithid brains in robot bodies. What could go wrong?
Oh yes.
Who knows?
Absolutely nothing. It sounds safe.
we're gonna beat the cults and save the world, and then he's gonna make a hyper illithid cell thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna turn in, guys. Good session. Thanks for running, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing
Same.
this every?
Yeah, so let's
Or-
do it next. If you guys are free, I'm available on the 2nd.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yep, I can
Okay.
do it.
You guys want to do it then? I think I'll be around.
Oh
Yeah.
heck yeah!
Going upstate. to
Yeah,
watch that.
shouldn't be no problem.
So this will be our most recent session, or like most close to
Smallest
each other.
gap.
It's been a while, yeah.
Mhm.
We've been doing them every month. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna join us on the next session of?
Yep.
the
Yeah,
other
I'll
game?
be there. I'll be there next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
Yep, definitely. Yeah. Sorry, I missed that last one.
You're good.
No, that's okay.
You
We've
had
got
All
footage
good,
of the
all
Yellow
good.
Man on tape, and we got questions about Verity's dates in her past. We got some fun stuff coming up.
Vivian's.
Hell yeah.
Vivian's.
Vivian's, I get them mixed up.
It's okay.
Yeah,
So
they're gonna
did I.
need Jim Heim's expertise on Vivian's life.
Oh yeah, great.
Well,
We'll do that.
Good night, everyone, and good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, guys.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.